Hey everybody, my name is Seth, and welcome back to my Signs Through the Houses series. This is where I take a house and I go through each sign in that house and give a unique context so we can have a unique interpretation. Today we're going to be focusing on the 11th house. So first things first, if you're going to be watching this video and you do not have your own business or create your own products, if you're not an entrepreneur of any type, I'm sorry, but this video is not going to be helpful for you. It may be helpful for you if you plan on doing one of these types of things, but if you don't, this is just fun to think about. If I see in the comments, how can I apply this to my job? Unless you are the sole proprietor of your job, there is no answer to that question. Secondly, I'm going to have to cover the ascendants in a second, which means that I need to establish that we're using equal house on this video, an equal house system. If you don't understand what equal house system is, check the description box. I will put a link so you can learn what equal house system is. If you do know what equal house system is, or you just heard me say how to find out what it is and you didn't, and you go down in the comments and tell me that my ascendant's here and that's not the same 11th house that I have, that doesn't make sense, or what does that mean? You're going to actively annoy me. I'm a Virgo. I help people that know how to help themselves. If you want patience, go to a Pisces. And honestly, if you truly want to find that Pisces astrologer that can help you out, email me. I'm not just talking sun signs, I know people. So let's launch into the ascendants here and talk about why they're important for this video. We're talking the elements. So that means air ascendants, fire ascendants, earth ascendants, water ascendants. That is going to define what I mean by community, since the title of this video is Where's Your Community Support? If you have an earth ascendant, I'm talking about your peers. And you'll hear me talking about your reputation. This reputation comes from your peers, and this means that you need to produce something and then share that something to be able to gain a reputation with your peers. And once you create something or do something and share that something, you will understand what I mean by your reputation doing whatever it does to define your community support. So do what you do and don't stop doing it and don't stop sharing it. For you air ascendants, I'm talking about your audience, the people who you are speaking to, the people that define the context and the language that you need to use to actually gain success within your entrepreneurial tactics. When you produce something with your audience thought of first, you guys are actually able to gain the privilege of opportunity. So the customer is king. For you fire ascendants, when I say community, I'm talking about your critics. Critics are not always a bad thing. When you have critics, that means you produce something worth criticizing. You're on to something. You're doing a good thing if you're finding people are looking at and validating what you have by criticizing it, judging it, providing you with ways to improve it. So understand your critics as being a means to an end. If you have a water ascendant, your community is your investors, the people willing to invest in what it is you dream of, the thing that you want to create. And I specifically say dream of because you guys are kind of the odd ones out where you don't actually have to produce the thing. You don't actually have to create the thing to get the investors. Have a blueprint, have a dream, be able to pitch the idea. Of course, there's gonna have to be creativity and effort surrounding the pitch and the blueprint, but that's all you really need to get someone to give you the materials necessary to create. So it's important that you understand to make the most out of what you are given. All right, so hopefully we're all on the same page here and we can get started. So with Aries on your 11th house cusp, you're allowed the means to produce a startup, to initiate. And with this, you need to be able to generate the necessary power to get people to have faith in what it is that you are producing. Start something, but understand that making your audience happy is the power necessary. Getting them to pay you is your ability to generate power. And the fact that they will continue to pay for you to produce something that can be sold is the faith in your project. Sold or utilized. Let's not be completely money hungry here. With Taurus on your 11th house cusp, your investors are providing you with financial support. Kind of plain and simple. So what you need to do is produce an opportunity for structure and enterprise to be built off of what it is that you create. What your investors are investing in, this financial support that they are giving you, is material for you to create a foundation. What you have in mind or what you're looking to create needs to be something that allows for more creation, for a business structure to be laid on top of it, for an enterprise to be built from it. They're investing in a foundation when they invest in you and your dreams. So with Gemini on your 11th house cusp, you are given a speculative audience. So you need to perfect your business strategies by improving your business model. You have an audience. That's clear, but what's important is the criticism that you're getting. And that criticism comes from the idea that your audience has abstract thoughts. They think of things in different ways than you might always assume. Your business strategy needs to be airtight. And this means that you need to produce business models and have those business models picked apart by your audience. Understand what they need, understand why they're criticizing you, and boil down what it is that you want to create to its essential point. Something that they can't speculate about. It's simple, it's to the point, and they have no more questions to ask. That is going to be the perfection of your business strategy. So with Cancer on your 11th house cusp, your reputation is defended. And this is coming from you innovating approaches to success for those who are already knowledgeable or seasoned at what they do. Your peers are going to defend your reputation because they understand that you're innovating what has already worked before. You're not doing just a superficial cleanup. You're not doing changes just for the sake of changes. You're taking what already worked and you're improving upon that thing. They can recognize that because they are knowledgeable and they are seasoned at what they do. They see you as someone taking what they've done to the next level. With Leo on your 11th house cusp, you're given validation. So you need to take advantage of your personal expertise so you can create a genesis for niche markets. Give the people what they want. And once you realize what it is that you are good at giving them, once you realize what it is that they want you to give them, it's time for you to enterprise. It's time for you to give them what they want better and better and better and create a niche market around this specific thing. Hone in on what's expected of you. Hone in on what your audience is asking of you. What are they validating within your work? What are they validating within your creations? And hone in on that and create a niche market around that. With Virgo on your 11th house cusp, you're provided instruction. Your investors are looking for you to enterprise and eventually become a stable influencer within your field. They see potential in you. They see what it is that you can do and how powerful you can become. So they need to provide you with guidelines. They are going to tell you how to do what it is that you need to do. They're going to tell you, I'm not going to invest, I'm not going to give you the materials that you need unless you follow my instructions. It's just going to come with the territory because you have the power to be a grand influencer, a stable influencer, but you need to follow the instructions of the people who are willing to give you their power, their money, their material, their opportunity. With Libra on your 11th house cusp, you're given a conversion-focused audience. This means that you need to invest in producing minimum viable products and allow for the feedback to become improvements. I say conversion-focused audience because these are the critics that see what it is that you're doing. They see that it might be good, but they're criticizing it because they know it could be better. It's not necessarily anything that they'd be interested in, but it's okay. Like, yeah, that's great, but you know what it could be? Like that sort of criticism. Constructive, very constructive criticism. Take that on. and learn to introduce new elements to your products. And that means making something bare bones. Just don't invest too much time, don't invest too much money, don't invest too much energy into what it is that you're going to produce. Produce just the minimum basic, and give it to your audience so they can tell you what the meat of it is going to be by criticizing the shit out of it. With Scorpio on your 11th house cusp, your reputation is given clout. So you're able to scrutinize up-and-coming influential products and safeguard the ones that you feel are worthwhile. Again, this is your peers. Your peers are giving you this reputation because you are creating and you are sharing. Through this creativity, through the sharing of your products and your creative adventures, you're able to gain a reputation where you can scrutinize other people's products, other people's creativity, and have that be a good thing. Have that be a part of your product, a part of what makes you a viable entrepreneur. And then eventually take worthwhile products, take worthwhile creative things, and pull them into your creativity. Pull them into your business or your product in itself. Start to collaborate with those you've already deemed worthy of being able to succeed on their own. So with Sagittarius on your 11th house cusp, you're allotted opportunity through audit. So you can actually fine-tune and protect your most precious concepts to be later validated by success. If your audience does not want it, don't try to force it down their throat. Let it go. If it's something you truly cannot let go, it is considered a precious concept. That is something that's going to become a part of everything that your audience does want. But pay attention to your audience and always try to give them what they want from you. And if it is a truly precious concept, make that concept something that they want. Protect it and fine-tune it, so it will later be validated by its success. With Capricorn on your 11th house cusp, you're provided with structured guidance. Your investors are investing in your product eventually being seen, reviewed, and refined. They're giving you the materials necessary to fail. They're not expecting for your idea or your creative project to just go out and totally succeed. They're investing in your ability to make it better, to take on the reviews, and to apply the necessary refinement. They believe in you more than they believe in what your product is at that very moment. So always when you're going to pitch to investors, make sure that they understand that they're investing in what it can be, not what it will be once you make it. And let them guide you. When the reviews come in and the refinement is necessary, this is where the structured guidance comes in. They're going to show you what to do to methodically improve upon what it is that succeeded. Methodical improvement is refinement. With Aquarius on your 11th house cusp, you're given an innovation-focused audience. So you can give the concise utility of your product, and they can give the marketability of your product in return. What this means is that when your critics are criticizing your work, or criticizing your project, or criticizing your product, it has nothing to do with does it work or is it useful. They're worried about is it marketable. You invent the first bike. They're not going to be worried about if that bike is useful. They're going to be criticizing you because it looks fucking stupid and it doesn't look like how modern bikes look now. Understand that your critics are helping you. When you give them something that's concise and to the point and useful, they're going to give you, through criticizing it, a way to make it marketable and actually successful. With Pisces on your 11th house cusp, your reputation precedes you. So you are now able to change the way that production is conducted while also being able to elevate your own approach. Your ability to produce and share repetitively gives your peers the ability to provide your reputation a means of preceding itself. People just know that you're good at what you do. People just know that this thing that you produce, you're the one that knows how to produce it best. They're going to try, from that point on, they're going to try to produce things the way that you produce things. They're going to try to do things in the way that you do things. And that means that you're able to elevate your own methods and make the way that you do something the way that everyone does something, while also being the way that is marketed as the best way to do something. You can really go down in history as changing the way that people interact with the world around them with a placement like this. Whew, so there it is. There is your community support. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know this installment is a little bit more complex. It's a little bit more specific, but hopefully it's appreciated for the audience that I did make this for. I have Taurus on my 11th house cusp, so hopefully this is a great foundation for you guys to build something off of, and all I'm asking in return is a little financial support. So hop over to my Patreon and lend some support to Cancer Virgo Astrology so I can continue to lay down some solid foundation for you guys. Also, if you can't lend any financial support, it is a great help to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video. And see what other people are saying about their own 11th house cusp and where their community support comes from. Are you an entrepreneur that found success? Give some advice to other people that share your 11th house cusp. Or if you're someone who's struggling with finding success, being a creative or being an entrepreneur, share that in the comments so you might be able to find people who are on the same page as you, or people who are able to give you some advice or give you some guidance on how to make the best out of your skill set in your situation. So yeah, that's about it. I want to thank you guys again for watching, and be sure to stay tuned because you never know when I'll be talking about you next.